Ghost things. Oh man, they're really bad. Unfortunately. Brain's kinda gone to shit, and I figured, well... calling the crisis line didn't help, so I guess I'll turn on the stream, and... at least if I talk, it'll give the impression that chat's sort of paying attention, unlike the guy that I was talking to. Oh well. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. All I do is complain. You know, and then I got to a point where I thought, oh, okay, well everything's better, and I found the thing that fixed it, and I found the things that I had to do, you know, to make things better, and then, oh, now it's just kind of like... as bad as it ever used to be, and I guess nothing gets better ever in the end. Oh well. How's your day, chat? Oops. Oh, congrats. Oh, congrats on the drunk. How am I? I got off the phone a few minutes ago with the National Crisis Hotline, so you can infer the rest, I imagine. It's not great. How'd they do it? They made it sound like a Sega Genesis, but slightly better. All that warm 16-bitness and none of that, like, aluminum foil sounding instrumentation. No, it's fine, whatever. But in case you're wondering, oh no, where did the streams go? There used to be more of these. I'm in hell. Oh well. I did just get my health insurance back today. However, I did try to log into the portal to try to find providers, and then they said, oh, sorry, your health insurance account thing is inactive for another couple of days. Also, it turns out, like, no one's seeing new patients for psychotherapy until, like, May or June, so... gotta figure out your own issues, I guess. Yeah, I never understand, like, when I called this time, they're like, oh, so you're still a graduate student in Maryland. Like, oh, I didn't know you kept records of all the other times that I called you, but... thanks, I guess. Although I don't know if they have any sort of, like, continuity with the text crisis line, or if that's, like, a separate account. Because I've also called that one, or texted it. Nice of them to remember. I mean, not really. It's a drag. Like, every time I end up contacting them, it's because, you know, shit's real bad, and you get desperate for, like, something to make it better, and just the dude on the other end is never interested. You know, I'm like, I get it. not like their job to be invested, but, you know, would be nice. I mean, you could call if you wanted to. It's just, like, never been especially useful. I forget if I also called the Samaritan's line or if it was only texting. Oops. I tried not being depressed. It doesn't really last, unfortunately. It's okay. All I do is complain. I don't really think people just want to hear me complain about stuff that can't really be fixed especially easily. Or maybe it can be, and I'm just like, stubborn and dumb in all the wrong ways. Or parts of me that really kind of want to do like an inpatient psychiatric thing, but I don't really think it'll help a whole lot. But I do sort of miss the clinical trial aspect of like people legitimately paying attention to, you know, whatever is wrong with you aspect. Though I don't know, maybe it just boils down to like, oh no, I need friends. Which is also true. I don't know. I'm just sort of talking to myself. Oh, I don't know how many people watch this. Ever since they updated XSplit, the viewer totals just said 0. So I'm just gonna pretend that's the official number. Hello 53 people. Get to hear me talk about being sad again. Oh, none of these little snakes spawned in. Oh yeah, I thought it was really funny because now that I'm on the federal healthcare plan, I could see that they require prior authorization for, like, you know, inpatient psychiatric care. It's like, that's right, you can't have your breakdown unless someone has signed off on it first. But yeah, it's a drag, like, man. It's been a problem forever if you've seen these streams for a number of years. It's like, I don't know what to do to make it better at this point. Sorry, I'm just complaining. I'm gonna kind of just turn the stream on to complain. Whenever the last one was. Last week, maybe? Whenever it was. Oops. Posted my tangerine tree on Reddit to say, look how well it's doing, and then somebody replied, oh, you're doing it wrong, and you're gonna regret it. Like, okay, thanks, Reddit. Womp womp. Oh yeah, also I had to pay $400 in new tires today. Because the inside tread of one of mine split and it doesn't hold air anymore, and it's too dry-rotted to fix. And then the other tire in the back was also super dry-rotted, so... instead of topping that up with air periodically, now I just have 2 new tires. With $400 that I don't really have. No, like, I was driving my car back with the knowledge that, like, okay, every second weight is being applied to this tire, air is hissing out, like, you could hear it, and, you know, you just start thinking, you know, the road is this adversarial thing. You spend all your money on a dumb car, and then it's just... well, public works are there to just wear it down. It's just the cost of getting to work faster. Oh yeah, no, the gas prices are awful. Well, you know, it's also, like, New England. So the roads are just constant nightmare with freeze-thaw. Wait, did I pop 2 chests or only 1? That's what I thought. Oh yeah, you should siphon that gas out now and make a profit. But yeah, that was not the highlight. Hello. Oh, I thought that was gonna work. I mean, like, no interest in anything, in all honesty. Not specifically Elden Ring. That was annoying. Shouldn't have jumped that way. Man, this is such a bad weapon. How did you find out that you played something? Is that like a memory you locked away? Was Klonoa 2 that bad? There we go. Oh. That's not great. Maybe the Link's Awakening remake? I really haven't played much of anything. I really haven't done much of anything, in all honesty. Just like go to work, come home, lie in bed, watch YouTube, repeat. Well, I mean, since finishing the PhD. Anything good on YouTube? Oh yeah, I've also watched a bunch of history documentaries. Or, a lot of, like, you know, secrets of the British transportation, like, rail network or something kind of content. Turns out they have a lot of secrets, or something like that. A lot of trains. Yeah, we figured that would happen. Yeah, but it's not like satisfying loafing. I just feel bad about myself loafing. And it's kind of a drag, because I kind of wish I felt more about getting a PhD, but at this point it's just like weird how numb to it I am. It's like 7 very bad years, but for some reason it doesn't really register as anything. Don't watch Ordinary Sausage. He's... ugh. Could not keep watching him. It was the same video every single time.
I put a bunch of crayons in this sausage. 1 out of 5.
It's like, okay, thank you, Peter Griffin. It was another one that was inedible with food made of not food. I've seen this video before. Well, couldn't do anything on that ladder. Well, that's roughly where I died last time. Oh, that's right, there's no reset command. Yeah, I still have the Bob Cube saved on my desktop. They do make noise. They make a slightly different noise in the Genesis version, I think. And I guess that's not surprising, given the different sound hardware. Oops. Oh, don't punt Arthur off a bridge. He's got it hard enough. Oops, I don't have the lightning. Did that wrong. Work's mostly just been training or microscopy stuff. We have a micro bright field set up. It's like a Zeiss Axio Imager M2 or something, and then the other's an Anoka Bioscience or whatever the brand is. It's like a very expensive slide scanner that you could load up dozens of trays of slides into with hundreds of individual slides, and it'll image all of them, and it's got like a robotic arm that pulls them out and does them one by one. It's kind of neat, and like $300,000. Are you Googling these things, or are you just like in the know? Oh, yeah, they are kind of expensive. I mean, you can get a relatively basic fluorescent microscope with a couple of filter cubes for not too much money. Depends what you need to image, I guess. Like if you need a camera or not. Just do everything in the eyepiece. No, we don't want that. No, I didn't do anything. Not really. I only watched a bunch of videos. Oh. Bummer. Oh yeah, forgotten about the Asian street food. All those eggs. Oh. Well, I shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna go run to the bathroom. Oops. Did not need to put in the 2 quarters in this. I don't think it actually changes anything though. No, I don't get a spring break vacation. It's probably for the best, because I don't really know what I would do with, like, more free time. I can't really train anywhere for a bit. Don't have any money. Oops. So many payment snafus and everything with work. I think it's finally been sorted out, but still multiple paychecks that I never ended up getting because they never processed my hiring to begin prior to February. Oh well. Yeah, it's a bit of a distance. It was a mess. One of many messes. I don't know, how about something else? Sure, it's just gonna be Puyo. Oh, I'm gonna go see if I could find a better crisis line. I'll see you guys. Welcome back. Maybe. If anyone is back. Oh god, I haven't played this in so long. Oh, I think this requires me to be faster than I feel like being at the moment. Hello, chat. Hello, maybe chat. Hello, welcome back. How's your 1 a.m. chat? Do I know? I'm not sure if I do. Oh. Wait, which day is Mario Day? Is that not today? Oh, I don't remember. I don't even know how I spend, like, any of my days anymore, to be honest. Just There's like nothing that I want to do. It's just like, oh great, it's more hours I'm expected to do something. Or find something to do, and it's just like, I'm good. The motivation part of my brain is just like shut off entirely. Also, the Samaritan's hotline that I just called was the worst one. I should have streamed it. I'd only texted with them before, but actually calling was like so much worse. Just a dude who would like wait 10 seconds after I said anything and then just be like, yeah. But like, in a really breathy tone that, like, I don't know if the phone was broken or if that's just how he sounds, but that was not very helpful. And I found out, oh wait, Harvard has their own crisis line. Which I didn't want to call because I didn't want them to have my address, but alas. No, well the problem is like, you know, it's not like a replacement for therapy, and it's not like a replacement for having, you know, close personal connections that you can talk about whatever. It's just, I don't know, I guess they just get someone who can be a voice on the other end and know to call 911 when they have to, and that's kind of it. You know, and it's like, if you're not calling a crisis hotline, I guess with the explicit purpose of like, oh, I've got the gun to my head, tell me why I shouldn't do it, like, it's probably not going to be very useful. If you've just got like a slow burn of existential dread, it's not really gonna touch any of that. I do like that I seemed so messed up to the guy who was doing the Harvard crisis line that he's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna have somebody call you like first thing Monday. I'm gonna mark this as urgent. Which is good, I guess, because like prior to that, it's not really getting results from any of these. Also, I don't know whose genius idea it was to shut down like all the queer ones at midnight. But I guess that's on me for not lining up when people are available with when I'm extra sad. Oh well. Sorry to just keep complaining. All complaints, no streams. No, it's okay. Yeah, it's just a bunch of dumb stuff. Stuff that's not like chat-specific problems. I don't know. Oops. She's probably looking to sleeping. I meant to put a bunch of clothes away that I just washed, but I guess I'll have to do it tomorrow morning or something. Yeah, maybe I'll do a monotone stream. Sorry, I really haven't been doing well personally. Called like 3 or 4 different crisis hotlines today, so... You know, not maybe like the funniest I've ever been. Just like... cutely suicidal. Which I guess could be funny in the right context, but right now it just kind of hurts a lot. But in like vague, invisible ways that are impossible to convey. Called one before and they gave you a couple of free therapy sessions. Oh really? Everyone I've called has always just been awful. Especially the text ones are extra bad. Because it's just like... every conversation just feels like a bunch of preset phrases, like your therapist is in a game of Toontown. Or it's like when you rattle off all the things that are really eating at you, and it's like, well, that sounds like it's really hard. Like, yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's true. Somebody asked me, oh, well, do you think you would know how you would kill yourself? And I was like, no, sorry, I can't tell you that. You might use it. Don't want you to kill yourself, suicide hotline person. They did not find it funny. I laughed. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, and the worst thing is, like, I just got my federal health insurance, but they, penalize you $500 if you don't have prior authorization before inpatient psychiatric care. Which is like, okay. That's normal. Yeah, no, I know, I get it. I realize that a lot of the time you just have, like, suicidal ideation becoming just thought crime. It's like, great, well, I thought the bad thoughts, but I guess if you say it in the wrong way, then you just get locked up. But also, like, well, what do you do with it? Oh, well. Sometimes I think it'll help. Like inpatient psychiatric care, but... maybe not. I don't have any money for it. And it's like, what, they're just gonna give me more of the same medications that I took at some point that never actually did anything. I mean, I don't think that they're, like, BS. They're just not there to, like, fix long-term issues. They're just there to, like, talk you off the edge if you're, you know, about to do something. And, you know, whatever. I guess for that purpose it's fine, but it's also sort of a hassle that they don't have any psych openings locally until May and June, and that's a long time. Yeah, but then it's like, oh great, now I just burdened a bunch of people that don't really need to have to worry about any of this with a bunch of stuff that, you know, it's like, well, telling them didn't necessarily make anything better on my end, so what's the point? Now it's just like more people are sad. I don't know what the Stranger Paradise FF game is. I haven't really kept up with anything. Especially, like, game-wise. How did finding a better Crisis line go? The Samaritans one was, like, one of the worst. The Harvard-specific one is going to call me back Monday morning. They were okay. It's kind of not super gung-ho about giving them my address and everything, because I kind of half expect anytime I call into these things that they're just gonna send the cops over, but so far so good. The I Gotta Kill Chaos Final Fantasy game. All I know is that I saw a couple of tweets about that during, like, E3 or the Game Awards or whatever it was. I don't know anything else about it. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's better than nothing. You know, if it, like, fast-tracks me into being able to talk to somebody professionally, I guess that's good. Sorry, it's, like, still an issue. Every time I think, oh, it's gonna be better, and not as shitty, finally. Oops. Apparently not. I'll just go and complain to internet strangers about it. The last time I had psilocybin was New Year's Eve. And it was, like, okay. I didn't have a whole lot, but, like, during it, I could also sort of feel that, you know, like, this could go south very easily, so... You know, it's like I still have some left over, which I wasn't expecting because I generally had been doing it more frequently, but ever since it just started exacerbating things, I really haven't been doing it. Would weed help? No, not really. I don't know. It's dumb and embarrassing. It's just shitty brain stuff and shitty body stuff. Very shitty body stuff. Does it count chains in this? I don't know what my biggest chain is because it's kind of hard to tell. Because you have to, like, manually put them in every step, and it's kind of tricky to keep track of what the number is. At least with Puyo, they have, like, different sound cues, and once you start the chain, you can just let it go. I think I'm, like, aware of mini motorways. Is that just, like, mini metro, but slightly different? I haven't played it. God, I haven't played anything. Every time I think about, like, oh, maybe I should play something or do something, it's just... I don't know. It's like there's something just not catching in your brain. You know, it's like the pilot light is out at the moment, and it's just, there's no desire for anything. Hell yeah, Anhedonia. Everything just feels blank. I mean, it's been great for, like, losing weight. I haven't weighed, like, 140-something for a while, so that's, I guess, a benefit. All thanks to the power of not eating sometimes. Thanks, depression. Boston's nice. It's expensive. I just bought furniture from IKEA a couple of days ago, or I guess last week at this point. And that was good, because I finally had a bit of spare money, but then my my graduate apartment was like, hey, you didn't pay us your $1,000 early lease termination fee. And if you don't pay it in, like, a couple of weeks, we're gonna send you to collections, and that's not great. So I guess I'll just throw that in a credit card, because I don't have $1,000. I would have had $1,000 if, say, the job began in October instead of in, like, January, February, and I had, like, multiple months of paychecks that I never received, but aside from that... No, I didn't get a vanity. I have a desk. I had a desk already. The desk was from Etsy. I showed you, I think, at some point on stream. But no, I bought a dresser, and I bought a TV stand. The dresser I have to fiddle with, because it seems a little bit more wobbly than it ought to be. I think it's pine. I didn't realize IKEA had, like, such a broad supply chain. Like, the TV stand was made in Brazil, or sorry, the dresser was made in Brazil, and the TV stand was apparently made in Russia. Which I guess is probably going to date that in the future, because I don't think that's going to be the case anymore, but... Better not lick the surface in case they put, like, Novichok on it. Oh yeah, I had to build it. Oh, it's bad. It's all bad. Okay. Yeah, let me see if I can get some pictures. Come on, browser. You can load. Chat, I'm really depressed. Like, again. Not that there's anything, like, I'm expecting anybody to do about it, but... boy, oh boy, it's not been a good time for the past, like, month and a half. A lot of new slashes on myself, which I could probably have done without. What am I looking for? Oh, furniture. Let's see. Oh yeah, here, welcome to my bedroom. There are actually drawers made for that, I just didn't have them in for the photo. So that looks kind of okay, I guess. Here's the TV thing. It's got a golden, maybe not golden, I don't remember, some sort of pathos on it. Built that. Oh, well, I didn't grow them like from seed, but I did grow them from smaller plants. I'm supposed to meet somebody in the chat actually tomorrow who's moving to get their free TV. Which, to be honest, is probably the only reason I haven't, like, gone at myself again. Because you don't want to, like, show up and say, hey, I'm from the internet here to take your TV. Pardon all the wounds. Oh yeah, and then I got another orchid and a matching pot for the other orchid. This is from a few days ago, but a number of the buds have since popped. Let's see, what else? Let's see. Oh yeah, they're both the same genus, like Phalaenopsis or something like that. Oh, they're not that hard. I don't know where this idea that, like, houseplants are difficult to take care of came from. Like, I'm depressed out of my mind most of the time, but, you know, you just sort of look after them. It's not too hard. Here's a bunch of overexposed and past 1 cells in... oh, I don't know. Is that a cortical layer? Or is that like a hippocampal fiber tract just zoomed in? It's hard to tell. There's a bunch of new growth on the tangerine tree. Just everywhere. I posted that photo to Reddit, and then somebody replied that I'm doing it wrong and I will regret it. I don't know how, but whatever, dude. You better give this tree a defined shape now. You're gonna regret it. I've been farming citrus for 17 years. It's like, okay. Okay, buddy. I bet. What about my lemons? Well, I've grown more than 1/4 of a lemon so far. Also, the tree is blooming again. I don't have a picture from today, but you can get the general gist of it. It smells good, actually. You just sort of like walk into the bedroom and it just smells like flower, or like flowers, to clarify. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'll have to see. I'll have to see if it actually makes it to full size, because it might still pop off. Oh, yeah, see? That was after it bloomed. Another flower this morning, and a couple others I think have probably popped during the day. Oh, I'm growing peppers. My jalapeno's not doing super well because I had to, like, cut it down to nothing, and then I had to, like, take out all the soil that it was in because it had too many pests. Took it down to bare roots, no dirt on them, and Like, it's not dead, but you can tell that the roots are not, you know, as effective as they ought to be. It's a little bit droopy. I don't know if I have any pictures of anything else. Just, like, earlier versions of the tree when it was flowering. What else? Sorry, I haven't, like, streamed that much, so I don't know what's new and what's old. Oh yeah, I was gonna start a eugenics approach for my basil plants, I think. After I accidentally killed, like, 60% of what was in that pot because of leaving them in the cold too long. Like, most of what is in there is now steadily dying, except for, like, one basil plant, which is doing, like, exceptionally well after the frost. So I'm debating, like, well, I guess I can just make a bunch of cuttings of that and then just make an army of steadily more and more cold-resistant basil. I don't know. I don't know if I can be bothered to get into, like, selective plant breeding. Let's see. Oh yeah, the frog is spitting out the succulent tongue quite a bit more than it was before. At some point I'll have another picture of that to show you. Oh yeah, and there's, like, indoor shade if you want to sit underneath trees in my apartment. I guess that's a thing that I can do. There's nothing really in here that I haven't shown. Yeah, that's pretty much it for plants and furniture. Ugh, I meant to clean the apartment some more. And then I didn't. Yeah, that was plant talk. Oh yeah, everything gets stressed. Stress is just a component of life. When there's a struggle to maintain a proper homeostatic balance for something. How do they do plant behavior experiments? They can sort of be traumatized. I don't know about that. I mean, plants just grow in the constraints that you give them. If you drop a pot with a plant in it, the leaves curl up. I don't know if that's every plant, and I don't know, like... Yeah, if you shock a plant, it's not going to be happy. And if you do it regularly, they don't curl up anymore. Like, I guess... It doesn't seem all that exciting. No offense to the researchers. Like, yeah, plants adapt to stressors, and then... You know, if their fitness is good enough, then they are less stressed as the stress continues. One thing that plants will do if you stress them is some plants will flower a whole bunch in a last-ditch attempt to reproduce prior to them being dead. Oops. Oops. I guess that's fine. Oh, that's not where I should have gone. Anyone do anything exciting in the last 45 minutes? Chat. how's Final Fantasy XIV doing? Oh yeah, you should switch your laundry over. Why did you have Chipotle guac for 3 days? Oh, oops. Why not just not eat? It's so much easier. Like every time you think, oh, I should eat, then just think, nah. And there you go, problem solved. Now you never have 3-day-old Chipotle anything. There's my new diet plan. Some people eat their feelings and gain weight. Well, that's good for me because I don't have any feelings, so I guess that's why I've been losing it. Delicious existential dread. Oops. I don't know what that new Starlight Cola is. What is cola? Oh, it tastes like space. Okay. Well, that clears it up. Sure, I guess. Well, I did eat 3 grilled cheeses today. It's like, oh, it's 7 o'clock and I haven't eaten anything. How about I just make a bunch of grilled cheese? I don't know if I ever actually played Puzzle League. I know it's the same as this. I cannot remember. I probably didn't actually play it. Yeah, it's alright, I guess. It's not, like, great for you, but... What kind of cheese? Just cheese I had left over. So it's a mix of, like, shredded parm and whatever the Mexican blend is. Which was all they had. For, like, mixed cheddars at the time. Yeah, well, it's one of those things where, like, after you eat it, you just feel bad about it. It's like, did I need 1,000 calories of bread and cheese? Well, probably not. Probably more than that. Oh well. Too late now. Thankfully, in my, cadre of stuff that's wrong with me, I don't think bulimia is on the list, so... Oh, I probably played the Tetris on the CDI. I think my CDI still works. It did last time. slow button. I don't know. I'm still awake. Are you also very depressed? Maybe that's why. Is it entertaining? I don't know. I'll take your word for it. I generally just assume I'm kind of insufferable when I'm like this. But also, I don't really know what else to do with myself at the moment, so... oh shit. Oh, I could have done those reds. Oh, well. Sleep is a challenge. Everything's a challenge. Sometimes it's fun to dwell on what life would be like if you weren't with weren't saddled with crippling mental illness. It's not just like a fight to get anything done. Or like a roulette if your brain's gonna cooperate for the day. Sorry, I'm just complaining. It sucks because I thought I had figured it out. And I thought I had a fix, and I thought I had a fix that was gonna last, and now it's just like... no. Oh, that's okay. I played Metal Gear Solid 5 when it came out, and just ate sesame seeds out of a bag, and that was dinner for multiple days, so... I get it. Gremlins unite. Well, I just had like a bag of Bob's Red Mill toasted sesame seeds and figured I'll just pour those into my mouth as a snack. And I did. The end. That's how we saved Mother Base. Oh, I'm not just having sad, believe me, it's a very different thing. Anyway, I'm sure that they're fine. My vitamin D was normal when I was taking a supplement for it, and I take a multivitamin every day. So I should be getting enough. Oh, were you a meth addict? Or addict? That's not where I thought that story was gonna go. Oh, joke or not, I'm proud of you, maybe? Oh, I don't know. It's not a vitamin D thing specifically, I don't think. I mean, I was given, like, prescribed amounts, huge doses of vitamin D, and it didn't do anything. It's fine, I'm just, like, screwed, I guess. Yeah, I do have all those grow lights. I don't even know what your body uses to make vitamin D. Like, yes, I guess sunlight, but is it a specific wavelength? Is it infrared? Probably is some degree of infrared, I don't know. The grow lights I have don't have any infrared. Oh, ultraviolet, that's probably right, yeah. I don't think they have any ultraviolet either. They're not like broad spectrum grow lights, they're just red and blue LEDs. I'll just have to turn on one of the fluorescent microscopes at work and then just aim it at my face. Oh, you weren't on meth? Oh, color me disappointed. Probably better off, in all honesty. Does not seem to be a drug that anybody especially needs to take. What's the best drug to take? I don't know. Ideally something that's not physically addictive. Well, they're not really, like, good at creating serotonin. Like, specifically. Oh, yeah, I mean, like, psychedelics, I guess, are quote-unquote good to try. But I've just been very down on them recently. So, I don't know. If you had asked me, like, a few months ago, I would probably say, oh, yeah. Absolutely. But now it's just like, might as well, but I don't know how I feel about any of it anymore. To 12 months? I don't think so. I got like 2 to 4 weeks tops. In fact, when I was doing the clinical trial, I felt like shit on the 3rd week. Like, probably worse than I felt when I initially came in for the study. And that was their primary endpoint, so it's like, sorry guys. By week 3, I feel as bad as I've ever felt. Oh yeah, well they've been doing ECT for a while. I've never tried it. Oh yeah, no, it's like one of the first psychiatric treatments. Like I believe even before they developed any pharmacological antidepressants, they had been trying ECT on people. After Hans Berger and some other folks developed, or not developed, but identified like electrical properties in the brain. And you have like that leftover Victorian era fascination with all things galvanic. It was like Berger and Catan or something were the two scientists. Yeah, like, I don't know, I don't know if I'd say I'm, like, scared of ECT. Well, maybe I am. I don't know, it just never seemed like a thing that I was willing to do. Personally, they should just let us all off ourselves in a dignified way if we feel like it, but what are you gonna do? Probably not gonna be the case. Instead it's just like all this, hey, can't really fix you, but gotta make sure that you stay alive. Instead it's just like, no, we get it. It's not great. It's not been great for a while. Nothing matters. Here you go. Here's your suicide pod. I haven't heard anything especially positive about TMS. I've never tried it, insurance didn't cover it for me, but TMS is just like, I don't know, not super, I don't want to say it's like not scientific, because like it is, but it's not very precise, I don't think. A lot of it just feels like kind of guessing and checking and, you know, like calibrating the system, you know, if you're in the right area of the brain based on certain like external factors, but you're definitely not like throwing somebody in an MRI machine and then seeing, you know, oh, are we stimulating the right parts of the brain or not? You know, you just sort of guess. Or it's like, oh, we'll put the electrodes over some other, you know, cortices and see, like, if it makes your finger twitch or something, and that's how they dial in the strength, or something like that. But just a number of things about it kind of seemed like it wasn't going to be the miracle cure that I'm kind of desperate for. TMS is transcranial magnetic stimulation. The idea is that, well, the idea as I understand it is that you can re-strengthen certain synapses that are weakened by stress by like, promoting high-frequency activity, and you can promote that activity either electrically through like, you know, ECT with actual, you know, DC current injections, or with magnets at a high enough power. And like, I don't know, I don't really know how well it works, but it's not this miracle cure that ends up working for everybody. I feel like you can also be like treatment resistant to TMS, although probably for different reasons than you would be treatment resistant for like SSRIs or something. For sure 3D printed suicide pods will be a thing in 100 years. Oh, they already are a thing. just have to go to, like, Sweden. It's the Sarco machine. God, the bottomies are... Ugh. Everything about, like, just the idea of something happening to your brain, like, while you're still in it, is just so unpleasant. This idea that, you know, you're just not you anymore, and you're not getting it back. Ugh. Every time I, like, try to read anything or, like, listen to a podcast about lobotomies, it's just... Like, as a neuroscientist, it's just... Like, no, you can't do that to the brain. It's not gonna make anything better. Oh yeah, every time I watch football and they, like, zoom in on the dude with a concussion, it's like, no, don't. Like, Jesus. This dude's life will probably never be the same. I don't know why we're even, like, putting this on television to begin with. I don't really want to... Let's change the subject to something else. Kind of skeeves me out. I don't really have anything to say about butts either. Euro, I guess. The street food stall that would always sell them just called them gyros. The number one tip for beginning Puyo Puyo players is that it's spelled Puyo with a U. That's a good way to, or a good place to start. Yeah, Puyo Puyo. Sometimes I hear people pronounce it as Puyo Puyo. Two chickens. Sorry, you're tired. Oh, it's okay. I'm also tired. Had a bad day and it just managed to get worse. Now I'm just trying to keep my brain quiet because it's not doing great at the moment. Oops. I don't know. Sure, I guess. It's just a drag. It's like some mental wall in the way of just doing anything more than the bare minimum. You know it's bad when it's even like the entertainment that's just too much effort. Mostly just streaming out of depression, in all honesty. Used to stream more on here, but it's been a bad few months. Spiraling more and more, it turns out. Thanks, I guess. Sorry, I know I should be, like, actually streaming. And I know I say that every time, just kind of a wreck. I mean, it's like I want to stream, I don't know. I don't want to do a bad job, I don't really feel like I'm very entertaining. You know, I haven't really streamed since coming out, and that whole bit sucks, so... I don't know what I want to do, I just want mostly to disappear, but... You're not supposed to do that. Should have streamed the crisis line calls. Some of those would have been entertaining. For just, like, the absurdity. Like, oh, this guy's really just waiting, like, 10 seconds after you're done talking and then just breathily grunting on the other side of the phone. Thanks, Massachusetts Samaritans. Yeah, but I don't know, like... It's just like a bunch of increasingly long gaps between streams, and... The whole, like, yes, thank you, I appreciate, you know, your patience and the idea of, like, oh, do it when you feel up to it, and don't worry about it beforehand, but I don't know. Like, it's also just been so long, and it hasn't really, like, improved a whole lot. Oh, I don't think I would be a career streamer with, like, this caliber of mental illness. Probably not. Oops. My problem is just doing anything, and I just never have any drive anymore. Like, I don't know how that PhD got done, but apparently it did. And I know because I still keep having nightmares about it. Motivation is a mystery. My old therapist would yell at me every time I was even mentioning the word motivation, because he's like, no, you don't know what motivation is or what it's like for different people, and whatever. It's like, okay. Like, you know what I mean, colloquially. No, it wasn't helpful therapy. Unfortunately. I'd written a short story about me getting dosed with psilocybin in the clinic, and I had sent it to my therapist because it was very optimistic about psilocybin and what I thought the future of my mental health would be like, and I'm very tempted to just email him back and be like, hey, just kidding, I'm as bad as I ever was. Surprise! Nothing's better, actually. I don't know what it is about depression that just makes you want to do that sometimes. You're like, hey, guess what? Everything's still awful. Or the bit that's like, oh, just go and disconnect from everything, or oh, throw those pills in the trash, or oh, whatever. I suppose the psychologist would say it's something about regaining control back, but what do they know? Doctors. What, do they go to school for this stuff? I don't think so. Oh yeah, well the good thing about working in a lab is that there are a number of rooms that people don't go into, so if you just want to go and wallow in one or just cry a whole bunch, well, good news. Got a bunch of work hideaways to cry in. Why should you know? Are you a hospital magnate? Are you personally breaking our medical system? Oh no, I don't have any motivation to play anything anymore. It's a drag. It's always really impressive to know, like, oh, all these things that I thought were like integral parts of my personality actually aren't, and I could have them all mostly disappear in the process of being very, very depressed, and wow, it turns out you can just lose a lot of things that you thought were important to you, and all of a sudden they're just gone, and I don't know. That's how that works. Like, oh, I thought I liked doing these. I thought I did this stuff. I thought it was like XYZ. Oh. It's incredible how adaptable you can be in the direction of just, like, apathy. Oh, nice. I'm in Psych. Department of Psychiatry, because I thought it would be funny. Oops. Sensitivity on that L trigger is pretty high. This is just the DualShock 4. It's fine. I had to replace the rubber dome underneath the D-pad because that broke. It wasn't, like, impossible to fix. It was just a little bit fiddly, but I didn't have to do that with the PS3 controller ever, so... I never had an issue with drift on my Switch, so I'm pretty sure everybody's just making that up. Yeah, but also, like, the same way, Toeman John, then it's like, well, shit. I've got no fix for this. And I can't off myself, well, what am I supposed to do about it? Like, there you go, you take out the only fix. And then say, okay, solve it. Well, I can't, they don't line up anymore. Man, it sucks, because I had, like, a New Year's resolution to not be nearly as down on myself, and I don't even think I made it through January. And then just, like, had everything go to hell again. That's a drag, because, like, so many things in my dumb head just feel like they're on a hair trigger. It's like, great. Good job, you thought the wrong thing. You saw the wrong thing today, and now you feel garbage. Out of the blue. You thought you were having an okay day. Haha, just kidding. Why don't we just have everyone in the chat just join a suicide cult and then it's normal if everyone does it. Please rate, comment, and subscribe to Heaven's Gate. Oh yeah, no, job hunting is awful and I wish you the best. The few times I've had to do it or like write apps for stuff, are always just, it's awful. I hate it. Somehow I ended up essentially, like I was always told growing up that like you have to put yourself out there and you have to advertise yourself and you have to like do XYZ if you want to get a job. And then when I got my position at Harvard, it was literally like, I had always thought, okay, like, I don't like putting myself out there. I don't like the idea of, like, advertising myself. Because I had thought, okay, everything is this pure meritocracy, and if I'm doing a good job, somebody will probably notice. And my parents thought I was naive and dumb. And joke's on them, because I just got a job from Harvard without asking. They just saw work I did at some point and sent me an email and said, hey, got a position, so take that, Mom and Dad. I didn't have to advertise myself. Somehow it just fell into my lap. Now, if only I can get a cure for depression, that would do the same. Oh well. At least I got federal employee health insurance. Which I can't wait to use to see a psychologist in 3 to 4 months. Oh, I don't know what they saw. I know one of my old colleagues was like, oh yeah, I saw this at some point. I thought you just liked to cross-dress, and no one ever brought it up. I'm like, oh, okay. Fair enough. Thanks, grad school colleagues. I don't know if my boss is ever gonna end up getting the drug that I did all my thesis research on in like any clinical trials. I know we had been trying at some point and there were like a bunch of patent litigation and hang-ups. It'd be nice to know if that worked though. Like in people. Works in mice, works in rats. I'm like 17 rats in a trench coat, so hope I'm doing well. Oh man, I'm really not. Called like 4, 5 crisis lines today. Everything shit and I want to die. How are you? Oh, that's fine. That's how it goes. What you gonna do? Can't control your mental illness. Or I guess you can, but I'm currently not. Yeah, we'll see. It's... I don't know. Been a protracted episode, I guess. It's a drag. I keep hoping stuff would get better, like, in the long term, but it never sticks. Although I guess I seemed, broken enough to the dude on the Harvard crisis line to, have him escalate me and have somebody contact me on Monday. As long as it's not somebody coming to my apartment to 5150 me, then I guess it's probably for the best. That wouldn't be what it would be for, by the way. I'd just be like, hey, seems like you need to talk to a shrink. Yeah, involuntary psychiatric hold. Which sometimes I think would be kind of fun. Like, oh good, strap me to the gurney while I can just yell at all the doctors and call them Nazis and be like, you'll never take me, you can't do this! You know, just like get that out of my system once. Not that I actually would believe any of it, but... You know, like if they're gonna take me into a psych ward, I might as well go kicking and screaming. You know, it's like going to Disneyland and not Frenching Mickey Mouse or whatever you do when you're there. As part of the Disney experience. Oh, is it that bad? I was looking to see if I can get something at McLean. Because they also do ketamine infusions, which I think would be, like, the only thing that they could give me that could potentially be handy. Because everything else I've tried. Yeah, I know it's not, like, supposed to be a great experience. I don't know why I think it'll make it any sort of difference. I guess it's because it's not anything I've ever tried yet. Or like when I was in the, clinical trial for psilocybin, I guess I have a very warped view of what things would be like. I guess I wouldn't be, like, waltzing down the hallways on a whole bunch of psychedelics while a bunch of doctors are just accompanying me to the bathroom. Would be nice. Kinda like that sense of like, oh, this person's not really on Earth at the moment, so we have to be as nice to them as possible. Waltzing around the psych ward like I own the place. No, I've never tried ketamine. Yeah, also I'm sure the bill is, like, ridiculous. So I've just never bothered. Maybe I'll just find more clinical trials to sign up for. But man, it would be nice if my dumb brain just cooperated instead of just deciding, hey, what if we make everything, like, intolerably bad? Sorry, I'm still moping. I guess that's the only reason I turned the stream on, in all fairness. They're all mope streams. Yeah, well, it is worth a shot. I just don't have any money for it right now. I don't even know if my insurance would cover Spravato. And even if they did, I don't think I want Spravato. Just gonna be like racemic ketamine or nothing. Buy illegal ketamine with crypto. I'm good. That sounds like a bad idea. At least say with like mushrooms or something, you can like reasonably know what you're getting, or have some way to like identify it without lab tests. Having like random chemicals show up from the dark web, just like, chances are they're probably fine, because, you know, who's gonna intentionally kill their customers and then attract legal attention, but also, like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Oops. Oh, do they come with lab reports? I don't know if the sedatives would be in a high enough dose. Oh, what is the most extreme elimination challenge illegal now? Oh, that's MXC, never mind. No, not mean to do that. What's MXC again? Is that DXM? It's not, is it? And then polar artikinos, argentinos, whatever it is. It's a ketamine analog. Oh. I'll take your word for it. I feel like the clinical data is now beginning to lean, at least in like a depression context, toward, and I've done some research on this that was published, research on the necessity of conversion or metabolism of ketamine to hydroxynorketamine being like a critical part for ketamine to be an antidepressant. And they found like greater conversion from ketamine to hydroxynorketamines is associated with, you know, improved clinical outcomes for depression in humans. But who knows? Well, the word ketamine's been ruined for me, but that's because I had to write like a 200 and something page dissertation on it. Which I think might actually be available online now. I'd have to look. think I had it set for like open access, no copyright. Maybe I'll order a hard copy of it for like $70. I'll never read it, but I did write the thing, and it was a lot of effort, I think. A lot of miserable stress. A lot of miserable stress when I found out that a big chunk of the data analysis was wrong, like a week before I was slated to defend, and my boss was going on vacation, and I called him almost in tears, like, hey, something is horribly screwed up in the data, I'm so sorry. But it worked out. Oh, oops. Yeah, I could throw it on my bookshelf. That would be kind of the only thing. You know, it's like, I'll have my doctorate hanging on the wall, and then I can have a copy of my thesis in case I have to, like, crush a bug with it. Why is it almost 3 AM? Why would they do that? Well, I mean, ideally the PhD would be the reminder of what I've accomplished. Not the actual thesis. Because legally, you're required to call me doctor. Oh yeah, that voice is the MIDI video. I keep checking, it really stalled out around like 19.5 million. It's almost at 20. I feel like YouTube, like the algorithm picks it up every now and then pushes it to a bunch of people's recommended feeds, and in a couple of days it's got like another 1 million or 500,000 hits or something like that. It's also just weird how like, little I feel about the graduate school thing anymore. Because I think, like, wow, I have a doctorate. Like, I'm officially doctor PhD. And yet I thought it would feel like more than what it feels like, which is nothing. Oh yeah, that is a good video. Well, I can't really lord it over people at work because most of us have PhDs. Oh god, supplements to innocent people. I've thought about the ways I could use my standing for evil. Like, imagine just saying, like, a Harvard neuroscientist says blah blah whatever, and like, all of a sudden it's some like awful meme your grandma is sharing on Facebook about this one scientist that has these crazy things to say. But it says Harvard and PhD, and your brain thinks, well, okay, I can believe that. That's not crankery. That's science. Oh, I did, not related to my PhD specifically, but I did steal Valor this week, inadvertently. Because I work at one of the VA hospitals in the research service affiliated with Harvard, and the work cafe is closed because I didn't have any staffing for it. But there's this little area in the waiting room where they serve free coffee to people. You know, and they serve like staff and everything as well, and I'm staff technically, I guess, so I walk over, get my free little cup of coffee, ask the lady to fill it up a little bit more, because I said, oh, I'm gonna have a long day, I need more coffee. And And then she said, "Oh, thank you for your service." And then the rest of the people in the line behind me all said, "Yes, thank you." And what? Okay. You're welcome, maybe? I didn't stop them, but I don't know what you're supposed to say in that situation. Like, no, thank you. Like, hypothetically, I guess it's service to someone, just not in the context that I think they're looking for. That soldier's name, Albert Einstein. Very good. It wasn't even good coffee. I mean, I guess that's why it was free, but... There is something sort of novel about, like, being part of the research service. It's got, like, this connotation that makes me think of, like, the Manhattan Project or something. Like, light military connotations. And, like, technically, I did send in a grant application for $200,000 of funding and had to talk about specifically how it would benefit people in the military, so... It's not entirely distinct, I guess. Yeah, I have a little bit of clearance. My PIV card and I. Which I like to walk around with my federal government identification around my neck when I'm just going to like a Starbucks or something. Hoping people just see it out of the corner of their eye and it's like, oh, it's CIA! But no, it's not. Yeah. I'm a neuroscientist, I can't tell you what I do, it's classified. The old head of psychiatry at Harvard was a big believer in UFO abductions. Who was that, again? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, a lot of us are cranks. Is it... Oh god, no, what's his face? Oh no, I'm not thinking of John Mack, I'm thinking of, not the Harvard guy. John C. Lilly? Is that him? Who did the dolphin experiments? With all the LSD and then all the ketamine, it's like, oh, aliens are taking over my brain to fight other aliens. Yeah, that's right. Poor dolphins. Oh man, if you haven't heard that story, it's part of an experiment to try to get dolphins to speak or learn human English, and they just had a woman in a partially submerged apartment living with a dolphin for a number of weeks, and it was a male dolphin and a female trainer, and the male dolphin had feelings about the female trainer. And then they decided, for the sake of the experiment, well, you better jerk off that dolphin. And this is all real, by the way. Yeah, or like any of your favorite podcasts probably did a thing. Like Last Pod on the left probably did a thing, and I know like Citation Needed did a thing, and I think also Citations Needed, which is a different podcast, although roughly about the same format, also did an episode on it. At least he'll be a better scientist than that guy. I mean, he pioneered doing certain awake recordings, which are not easy to do, so maybe not. I haven't really done anything especially notable except be depressed while studying antidepressants and think that's interesting. Yeah, well, they haven't asked me to satisfy any of the lab animals yet, so I guess that's a good sign. Can't convince that abductions were real from treating patients. Okay. The things that people can convince themselves of are incredible. Speaking as someone who probably has their fair share of like irrational thoughts and delusions or whatever. Maybe not delusions exactly, but... Well, the problem with studying neuroscience too much is that, I don't know, like if you're prone to feeling like shit and feeling like, you know, you're kind of like out of it, or like, you know, some degree of mentally ill, or, you know, you feel like half a person or something like that, you know, you can end up like psyching yourself out a bit just by reading about what all these various neurons do and then speculating, what are mine doing? How much of anything that's happening to me is anything that I'm in control of? And then is anything real? Etc., etc. Am I just a large mouse? I think that's kind of lame that Radiolab has to make an episode on the dolphin story in 2022. I feel like everybody has like plumbed that topic already. It's been on everyone's podcast. Although I haven't listened to an episode of Radiolab in a long time. There are a number of NPR podcasts I just stopped listening to, like that being one of them. Freakonomics, I think, was another. So I just started listening to Planet Money and realized, oh, that's better. And it comes out more frequently. Oh, I still listen to like NPR stuff, just different stuff, and it's mostly only like Car Talk and Planet Money, and I don't even know. Mostly those two, I guess. An audience of people who could read your thoughts like a peanut gallery. Yeah, it's just like funny how things like that just get embedded in your brain. Or like, I don't think anyone's reading my mind, but I better not think bad thoughts just to be sure. But maybe that's just like internalized guilt versus anything else. Oh yeah, This American Life. I haven't listened to an episode of that in a while. that some of the recent episodes are just not especially interesting. You know, and a lot of recent This American Life episodes started being about contemporary politics, and I just am tired of thinking about it. Like, every context, I just want to listen to a podcast about something that's not current events. Give me some, like, interesting historical factoid or some sort of escapism. Maybe it was like the first episode psychosis kind of thing that didn't proceed to like a full-blown schizophrenia. Because that would be about the age you would anticipate some of that kicking in. Yeah, and also, you know, like, some people can have issues with stuff, situationally. Like, when I would stay up, like, really late, or be really stressed out working on a lab experiment or something, you know, like, every now and then you would hear things that weren't actually there. Like, weird whispers in your ear or something, but it's only really associated with sleeplessness and stress rather than something that happens outside of those. Regular OCD can cause full-blown psychosis. Yeah, maybe. It's hard to tell what anything is, in all honesty. Like, well, I guess it isn't. Like, there is the DSM and everything, but I guess when I'm thinking about it, like, as a neuroscientist, we don't really know what, like, any of the underlying, you know, pathology of anything is that gives rise to these symptoms, and, like, what is OCD? Is there, like, an underlying cause for that that is, like, different, clearly, than, like, depression or something else? How much overlap do these have? You know, it's hard to tell. I guess we just classify it the best we can, because we don't really have anything else at the moment. Just a list of symptoms. There's no real good test for that. Any sort of, like, obvious biomarkers or any of that. Like, I read this paper at some point that posited a lot of depression or, like, suicidal ideation was actually rooted in OCD. And, like, yeah, you know, if you look at it from that lens, like, it could kind of make sense. You know, you just get hung up on certain thoughts or certain ways that you see the world that, you know, you just think about incessantly and you can't shake. And, like, is that depression? You know, if you're just consumed with worry and negative affect and everything, but who knows? It's also, like, hard to tell how much that would really guide what you would do to treat it. You know, It's not like we really have medications specifically for something like OCD. It might have like a sedative of some sort, maybe, or maybe like an SSRI, because that's probably associated with some sort of positive outcome in some study. But like, why does it work? We don't know. Why would it work for like OCD or whatever versus, say, specifically depression? Who knows? Maybe some synaptic plasticity thing. We just hope that stuff shakes itself out if you give the brain an opportunity to reorganize itself. Ah, god damn it, I thought I could make that better. SSRIs and benzos are first line for OCD. That's good, because I was just making that up. Goes to show that we really don't have any other tools. Other than, like, mood stabilizers and different antidepressants, tetracyclics, tricyclics, all that. Maui's. If you're too suicidal, they don't give you tricyclic antidepressants because I think it's too easy to kill yourself on them. Whatever amitriptyline is. Oops. This is paper I saw a while ago. That was kind of interesting on this synaptic plasticity hypothesis of depression and other mental illnesses, where it's posing it as like a model of... God, how do they describe it? It's like susceptibility to change or something, and how you could have SSRIs and put the brain in a more plastic state. You know, it's more malleable to certain environmental factors that might, you know, improve some of your mental illness symptoms. Or you could also put the brain in a more plastic state and just end up making things worse because you are just, you know, experiencing a lot of the same stressors or a lot of the same causative whatevers for your mental illness. And just this idea that, like, if the brain is resistant to change, you know, if you get it stuck in one of these, like, anhedonic states, you know, like, maybe that actually is some sort of, I don't know. I'd have to go back to the paper. There's an interesting diagram in it that I'm trying to, like, explain in words, but the diagram gets it across a lot more succinctly than I am. It's, I dumped it in my old lab Slack. Hang on. Every time I look at my old lab Slack, it just fills me with anxiety because I think about all the time in grad school that was horrendous. Where is this? Where is this? When did I post this? Now I can't find it. Oh, I wouldn't have been here. I don't even know how to find it now. I don't even know what to search for. Duh, 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 duh. Well, maybe it's lost the time. Why is it 3 a.m.? Who did that? Is it this? Oh no, this is on... What is this on? This is like visual cortex and ketamine and gamma oscillations? That's not right. Well, sorry, I can't find it. We will never find it. Ow. Oh, my foot fell asleep. Can you set it back to 2 a.m.? Is it daylight savings time? Like it is this weekend or something soon, right? Right. Isn't it? Is it like now? Do I gain an hour at some point, or do I lose an hour, or... I'll lose one tomorrow at 2 a.m. Oh, good. That's great. Where is this paper? Where is this paper? Sorry, I'm kind of curious about... I don't think it was in Nature. I don't think it was in Cell. Oh, it was this. There's the paper, or the paper. Increasing serotonin levels leads to both greater vulnerability to depression and improved capacity to recover. It's just someone's hypothesis generated by a lit review, but, you know, makes sense to me. I think that might be open access by now, because it's over 10 years old, and normally after a year it's PubMed Central. Not to say that anything in there is particularly, useful, like as someone who is dealing with depression, but... But, you know, not everyone's gonna go to Sci-Hub, and not everyone's ISP lets them. I know in grad school they blocked access to it. And also, like, none of us really need to steal papers because we have institutional access. So we just log in with our university, whatever's. And then they're like, oh yes, you have access to this, have fun. It's all very silly. If it's paid for by the taxpayer, you should just be able to get access to it, like, out of the gate. Well, it was like university internet. So, like, it was probably, you know, like, university internet vis-a-vis, like, Comcast or something, but, you know, it always reported the ISP back as the university. So who knows who's really administrating it. nobody is. Well, it's like 3 a.m. and I'm just gonna go to bed, I think, because I don't really want to be awake anymore. So thanks for watching. I'll see you at some other point in time. Good night.